Rob Stone, Urban Meyer, Mark Ingram back here with you. Huge news in the coaching ranks came down Tuesday. The University of North Carolina deciding to part ways with the Hall of Famer, one of the all-time great human beings, Mack Brown. We're going to take a look at Mack Brown's Hall of Fame resume presented by ZipRecruiter. Try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/option. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. So Mack, he didn't start, but he made his first noise really in Chapel Hill with North Carolina, then took his talents to Austin, won the 2005 national championship while with the Texas Longhorns, went into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2018, 35 years as a head coach, 282 wins, a winning percentage of 65%, 26 times he took his teams to bowl games, 14-12 overall. Remember, he took over a North Carolina program, his second stint in Chapel Hill after Larry Fedora went 2-9 and 3-9. And he brought him back to national relevancy. He recruited next level talent. Look at all the great quarterbacks that have come out of Chapel Hill the last couple of years. But it was really a roller coaster this season. Lost his starting quarterback in the first game of the season, had that really humbling 70-50 loss to James Madison, which kind of set things in motion. Coach Brown is 73 years old, had 3 years left on his contract in Chapel Hill. And after 16 seasons overall at the University of North Carolina, Coach Brown is done, at least in Chapel Hill. I can't imagine he'd have another stop, Coach, but him leaving, what was your initial reaction when you heard Mack Brown and Carolina were parting ways?
I just wish that I know Mack very well, one of my very close friends. We've since 2005, Sally and Mack, and Shelly and I are very good friends. And I just wish he would have left on, maybe there's something behind it too. I didn't read all the press. I also know the AD very well. Bubba Cunningham was assistant AD at Notre Dame when I was there. We're friends as well. So it seemed like a really good marriage, but you could see the program start to slip. And Mack's 73 years old, and I'm going to text him later today. And there's a really, he knows that there's a really nice life outside of the stress and the dated. I mean, it's consumption. So Hall of Fame coach, one of the great people, one of the great a guy that I looked up to, a guy that I went to see on many occasions. He was a guy that kind of had still an ounce of work-life balance that a lot of us didn't. So Bob Stoops and Mack Brown were two people that I sought counsel from. And it wasn't so much, hey, how you block in the 4-3 defense, or how tell me about the spread and the RPO. It was tell me about, because Mack Brown, and I throw Bob Stoops in there, as I think those are probably the most rounded guys, elite coaches I've ever been around, because most of them are nuts. Like the guy sitting here talking right now, where Mack and Coach Stoops were kind of, they were grounded.
Hey, Coach, Mack Brown was the first guy, if I'm not mistaken, that kind of reached out to you when you were going through some challenges in the elite level of head coaching, correct?
Yeah, I was hired in 2005 at the Gators, and we won at Bowling Green, we won at Utah, and Mark knows this. The SEC, wake up in that animal, and that's a whole different. Food tastes different. Athletes look different. Everything's different. And he saw me at a press conference after a loss, like an LSU or something. And out of the blue, my phone rings. It said, "Hey, this is Mack Brown." We talked for an hour. And because of that, I do that now to coaches. When I flip on and I see someone have a bad loss, or I see a look in their eye, I'll just reach out of the blue and say, "Hey, this is some of the stuff I went through." And I've heard it's helped some guys.
What did Mack talk you through? How was his questioning, and what was he worried about with you?
Well, we had to look like where in the hell am I? Where you're a stranger in a strange land, man. This is, but he just calmed you down. He's just a guy that, he's very strong in his beliefs, and he's, hey, there's so many great things in your life, man. Let's move, you lose a game, move on. And his message was really clear to me, is that your players are going to be you. So if you have that look in your eye, lose it, because your players are going to have that look in your eye. Whatever your confidence or lack of is going to be instantly given to your players, and they're going to respond.
One of the all-time great guys in this industry. I had a chance to get together in his office this spring and talk with him, and an absolute pleasure to be around. he had not lost his fastball. I mean, maybe his fastball was really, really fast in his prime day, but right. I mean, he could still pitch it out there. He was still recruiting. He was working his tail off, and I wish him good luck this weekend as he closes things out against NC State. We don't know if he's going to coach in the bowl game. An absolute legend, and there's not many Mack Browns left out there. When you really
legend
think
in the
about
game,
it,
a legend
right?
in
Like
the game.
when you think about guys, you would turn to of who do you want to hear from on the state of this? And Mack Brown would be one of those voices. And now he's got, as of now, at least one more game to coach. So Mack Brown, thanks for everything you did for college football.
Coach Mack.
Yeah, man. Thank you. And we look forward to what's next for you. I hope he takes a nice little trip and's got
Beautiful
some cocktails
life.
with little umbrellas in there. He's had a
Beautiful
good
life,
life,
Coach.
man,
He's been pouring into
continue.
young men. He's been pouring into young men and developing young men his whole life. It's time for him to enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Awesome human being, and let me tell you, North Carolina, that is a great job. I know they say it's a basketball school, and it is, but I think it can be both.